I am so excited to bring you this video because today I am telling you how I cleared my skin. I have been waiting to tell you about this for so long, and today is the day. Of course, I do have a couple of little breakouts because I have been adding back in some of the things that I suspected were causing my acne, and it is true, I am right, which means that my hypothesis was correct, which means I know what's causing it and what's not. But even with these tiny breakouts, bottom line, my skin has been phenomenal, and I want to share with you what I've done, what I've learned, and how I have cleared my skin. I've dealt with acne for over half of my life, for over 15 years, and I literally had acne on my face, my chest, my back. I had papules, I had pustules, I had cystic nodular acne that was both painful physically and emotionally. It was to the point that I had seen 24 dermatologists by the time I said, I give up. I'm sick of people shoving pills down my throat. I'm sick of all these things not working. I'm sick of spending money. I'm gonna research this for myself. I'm gonna enlist myself in aesthetic school. I'm gonna study dermatology, and I'm gonna fix my own face and try to help other people's with theirs because I felt so ignored. So the fact that, yes, it's taken me a while, but I have gotten to this point where this right now is my skin. I have a little bit of scarring, I have a couple of little breakouts, but when you compare that to what my skin used to be, it is unreal. There's a lot that's gone into this. There is so much research, so much trial and error, and this video would honestly be like 2 hours long, so I'm actually going to be telling you in this video everything I've done, how I cleared it up, and then every single day this week I'm going to be posting a video a day on each of those subcategories to tell you, okay, so changing my diet cleared my acne, but what exactly did I eat? And okay, not using so many products helped to clear my acne. Which ones did I actually use and which ones did I cut out? So we're gonna have an acne marathon this week, and every single day I'm going to be posting a new video explaining in detail how I have cleared my skin. But one of the most profound things is understanding that skincare is such a small portion of the equation. Especially when I was younger, I thought that skincare was like what was going to cure my acne. But now when I look at it, if you look at it as like a big circle or a big pie, skincare is one very small sliver of the equation. And what cleared my acne can really be broken down into 5 different categories. The first one is the products, the things that I'm using, the things that I'm not using, the makeup, the cosmetics, etc. The second one is the toxins. The toxins in my environment and living space that I didn't even realize were kind of setting off allergic reactions in my body and causing sensitivity in my body, which was resulting in breakouts and making my breakouts worse. The third is diet, and how what I ate was probably the most profound thing that contributed to clearing up my acne, was changing what I was eating and figuring out how to eat an anti-inflammatory diet that fits well with my body and actually balances the hormones that were so out of whack. Fourth is actually mental health. It's the emotional health. It's that negative back talk in your head, and it really gets down to the stress as well. Because I lived such a chronic, constant stress lifestyle, my emotional health was so out of balance. How could my body even create basic hormones? And if I was only sleeping 4 hours a night, how was my body supposed to really repair and care for itself? And then the very last one, the fifth piece, is the hormones, and talking about how exercise, how diet, how lifestyle, the relationships, the toxic people in your life, the positive people in your life, how all of those things react, how all of those things are combined, and how that can in turn clear your skin, or at least it did for me. I also want to point out that I have cleared my own skin with no Accutane, with no birth control. I have never taken birth control, with no medications, no supplements, and no antibiotics. In the past, I have tried antibiotics, both topical and oral, for acne, and they actually ended up making my life a lot worse. I got some terrible digestion issues, weight issues. It was bad, and I had a lot of problems with the food I was eating. But inevitably that led me to figuring out what foods did and didn't work for me. And lastly, my most recent skin improvements have not been attributed to a dermatologist or to expensive light lasers or acne surgeries or anything like that. So that being said, like, let's get down into it. Oh my god. So this is my face. This is my chest. As you can see, I started adding back in some of the foods and some of the toxins that I believed were causing my acne, and the fact that I'm breaking out a little bit means that that indeed was was contributing to my acne. I do have a little bit of hormonal breakouts down here because happy period time, but overall, my skin is just phenomenal. And a lot of people have said, Cassandra, like now that you have clear skin, don't you feel freaking amazing? And yeah, I do, but my honest answer is no. Even when my acne was bad, even when it was in its kind of middle stages, I made the decision that I am not gonna let acne control my life. Yeah, I could wait until I have clear skin, hopefully, to start loving myself and living, but I thought, screw that. I'm going to love myself for who I am now. I'm going to stop that negative emotional back talk. I'm going to stop judging myself in every single mirror. And I'm going to love and respect myself the way I am. And so even with a full face of acne, I came to that point of being secure in myself and who I am and what I can do for the world. So now that my skin is clear, I'm just like, sweet! But I'm still the same damn Cassandra. So how do I feel? Yeah, it feels awesome, but I'm really happy to say that I was able to kind of capture this feeling, and I've been feeling it for quite a while now. So let's dive into those 5 things that really helped me clear my skin. And like I said, every single day this week will be a new video diving into one of those topics and explaining exactly what products I used or cut out, exactly what I did or didn't eat, and exactly how I found ways to kind of de-stress myself and get that negative back talk out of my head. So number 1, products. One of the things that I have done that is profound was actually give my skin a break. I no longer wash my face twice a day, and I actually use more natural products. In the past, I was always trying to use very abrasive chemicals, and I would see quick results, like with benzoyl peroxide, it would dry up my skin, but then it would make my acne worse overall because it was over drying my skin, and then my skin would produce more oil to hydrate itself, which was just a recipe for disaster. So switching to more natural products that actually keep my skin's pH in balance, that actually kind of maintain the integrity of my skin has been really important. Because when you think about it, your body is a very complex organism, and your body knows what to do. It knows how to take care of itself. And the second we try to like tell it what to do and get in the way, we can cause other problems that we weren't expecting. And it sucks because it takes time, but if you kind of back off a little bit, sometimes your body might find ways to balance itself out naturally. And the other thing I found is that even if I was using products to treat the acne, that wasn't the cause of it. Was the cause my stress? Was it my hormones? Was it something I was allergic to? A bad diet? A stressful homework assignment? A really bad relationship? What was it that was actually going on inside my body that was manifesting acne in this way? Because when you just use products, you're not getting to the bottom of it. The other thing that was really important was my makeup. I used to wear makeup every single day. Before I went to aesthetic school, I even used to sleep in my makeup. And even if makeup is non-comedogenic, even if it doesn't cause acne, anything that clogs the top of the skin can contribute to a breakout. I've done so many videos on the science of acne and the science of your skin, and I will list them in a playlist. If you do not educate yourself, you cannot help yourself. Please educate yourself on how your skin works. But when a follicle gets clogged with dead skin or some kind of clog, sebum builds up, bacteria breeds in that, and inflammation happens. And that can go from very, very minor acne to being very severe cystic nodular acne. But that plug is normally caused by a buildup of dead skin. But that can also be caused by things that you put on your face. If you stop your skin from exfoliating naturally, if you stop your skin from doing what it's meant to do, that plug, those cosmetics can totally cause acne. So I have been trying to use makeup less often, and when I do use makeup, I try to use brands and products that I know my skin reacts well to, avoiding chemicals and ingredients that I know will break me out. And I've also found that using powder foundations that are a little bit lighter are a little bit better for my skin than using heavy liquid concealers and things like that. And of course, we all want to look glam every now and then, but just kind of keeping that in mind has really helped me to kind of clear up my skin. Also, when applying makeup, just making sure that I have clean hands and clean brushes, because I am notorious for not making my bed or cleaning my room or cleaning my makeup brushes. And I find that when I don't, things breed in those bristles and it adds bacteria to my face, and it is just not a pretty picture. Also, I always used to over exfoliate. Again, it was this cycle of strip your skin, exfoliators, masks, the Clairsonic, everything. And I actually backed off my Clairsonic. I only exfoliate twice a month now. And sometimes I'll use like a skincare cleanser that has a little bit of an exfoliating acid in it. But mainly with like a physical exfoliant, I just don't do it. I let my skin kind of rebalance itself. And of course, when it comes to diet and water, when I'm putting good things in, I'm going to get much better things out. So that's the second thing we'll talk about is diet and kind of what I've changed. Now, I think that diet is the most profound thing for my acne. Because I had all of these digestional issues because of antibiotics and other issues in my life, the doctor recommended that I cut out dairy, soy, and gluten. And I was miserable because I literally wasn't eating anything I wanted to. And it was hard because in the past I was vegetarian and now I was just eating like meat and vegetables and I really wasn't happy and my stomach would still hurt whenever I was eating those foods. So on the flip of a coin, I saw a video online and for ethics reasons I decided to go vegan. And when I went vegan, my acne changed dramatically. You can look back at videos, but even a couple months in, when I took out the dairy that had so many hormones in it, and when I took out the meat that also had animal hormones, and on top of that had cortisol, which is a stress hormone that animals and humans produce before they die. And then on top of that, you know, when I'm getting rid of the meat that has antibiotics, which was triggering my stomach in the first place, my skin was just so much happier. And the difference between me as a vegan back then and me as a vegan now is that I used to eat Oreos and French fries as a vegan, which was still much better for my skin. But now I have focused on raw veganism. And I say that in quotations because I'm not one of these people who eats 30 bananas a day, and I just don't think that's healthy from a medical standpoint. I studied nutrition for about 3 years. I don't think that's healthy. But at the same time, for me, finding a raw vegan anti-inflammatory diet that focuses on anti-inflammatory foods, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, whole foods that are actually in the state that they come out of the ground in has been amazing for me. And that's why I say in quotations, because there are some raw vegans who don't eat anything that isn't raw. For me, I still eat beans, I still eat tofu. I don't deny myself the plate of vegan nachos if I want them, but 80 to 90% of the things I eat are fresh, which means they have a high level of antioxidants, they are very anti-inflammatory, and I have noticed a huge change in my skin. And we'll talk more about what I eat and kind of how I balance that in one of these other videos this week, because that even touches on like previous relationships and eating disorders, because in the past I tried to go raw vegan and because of a relationship it wasn't healthy for me at that time. But now I'm at a place where I've found balance within myself, I know what works for me, and adding fresh foods, it has done so much for my skin. I think that is, if you take one thing away from this video, it is that diet for me has had a profound effect on my acne. And if I did nothing else, if that is the one thing I focused on, I believe that I would still have fairly decent skin. Then toxins. I've mentioned this in a couple of other videos, but I realized that the laundry detergent that I was using was actually irritating my acne and causing acne. I was using the over-the-counter laundry detergent, which is cheap and in a big gallon, and when I accidentally switched to a natural brand of laundry detergent because I wanted to make a more eco-friendly choice, my body acne started to clear up. Because when you think about it, if you're sweating and you have an irritant that's in your clothing and that gets onto you, that can clog your pores, especially if you're allergic or sensitive. There's also a condition like contact dermatitis or contact acne, which is some people who have really sensitive skin get acne if they have certain things that rub on them, like a seatbelt or a necklace or a neckline. I don't think that that is the cause of my acne or my folliculitis. Folliculitis is basically an inflamed follicle, so it can be related to acne or it could be separate. I think there's some truth to that. There definitely is for other people, but for me, I think that the laundry detergent was one of the main things because when I switch back to the generic brand, my skin is not happy. Other toxins, I cut perfume out of my life. I used to be a perfume addict and I would literally spray this stuff on myself every single day. I had a huge collection. I don't I cringe when I look back at it because there are so many toxins, there are so many carcinogens in perfume, known carcinogens that cause cancer, hormone disruption, endocrine disruption, that have not been tested since the 50s. These cosmetics were approved in the 50s and nobody has checked on them since. And in perfumes, we don't even know what's in them. There are so many random chemicals in a suspension of alcohol. Perfume is basically cheap alcohol with a bunch of chemicals in it that gives you a smell. And first off, those chemicals are terrible. But second off, that alcohol, when you're spraying that on your body and especially on your chest, no wonder I was having breakouts. My skin does not react well to alcohol because it is too drying for my skin. And that was just contributing to the problem. On top of that, I always slept on random pillows. I never cared about what I slept on, and sometimes I would even have like pomade in my hair, and I would sleep on top of that, on top of my hair, and whatever was on my hair was obviously getting into my skin. So a while ago I started tying my hair up in a bun like this, and it's done huge wonders for my back acne. But most recently, within like the past year or so, I switched to a pillow that has no flame retardants. At least here in the state of California, almost all pillows are doused in toxic flame retardants. Flame retardants are chemicals that stop a pillow from catching on fire. And I think it's like a law that California passed. And it makes sense. If your house is on fire, you don't want your pillow to catch on fire and kill you. It's for safety. But at the same time, those flame retardants can be endocrine disruptors. They can be neurotoxins, which means they are toxic to your brain and to the cells that cause your brain to function and your body to function. And those chemicals I don't believe are safe or healthy for us. And I accidentally switched to a healthy pillow. It was a skincare pillow that had it has like a C in the side of it, and the idea is that you can put your skincare cream on and you can sleep on this pillow and it won't wipe off. And that's great and all, but unfortunately I just sleep like a tossing and turning jelly bean, and so I just smush my face in a pillow, just like smack down in it. So even though it doesn't work in that way, I did notice my skin getting better, and it's got a softer material, so it's a material that's better for your skin. Because you think about it, your skin is pressed against a pillow for 8 hours a night. That's when your skin does its repair. You need to make sure that it's not being irritated or getting abrasion while you sleep. But then on top of that, I found out that this pillow has no flame retardant. And when I switched to different pillows that are made of a similar material, but that have the flame retardant, I would start to get rashes. And it wasn't even acne. It starts with a rash and then it becomes pimples. And I was just like, holy guacamole, Cassandra! There's flame retardants on your pillow, and you've been sleeping on them for 25 years, and you're allergic to them! What? What? And on top of that, we'll talk about the fourth thing, which is the mental health aspect. This was huge for me. Stressing out about my pillow, stressing out about my skincare routine, stressing out about my homework, stressing out about relationships, stressing out about my appearance, my identity, what other people thought of me. So many things going on in my life. I had a constant low level of chronic stress, and that was killing me. It was wreaking havoc on my skin. And there is scientific evidence proving that high levels of stress can cause acne. I had no time to myself. I had no peace time. I didn't even have time to think and ponder because every single thought in my mind was dominated with, how do I look? Are other people looking at me? I have to do this. I have to do that. I feel guilty about something. I need to please somebody. I need to make somebody else happy. And I never put myself first. And how can you keep taking care of other people around you if you don't take care of yourself? Because if you go, then you can't help anybody. So I really had to reevaluate my mental state. And one of the biggest things was cutting toxic people out of my life. It was about 1.5 years ago. And throughout the past year, I've really had to do that. Relationships that were unhealthy, that thank God ended. Working relationships, friendships, business relationships. Basically saying, I cannot put up with people in my life literally making me miserable, and I don't deserve to do that. And some people say that, oh, blood is thicker than water, but my friend Nur is like, well, you know what? Shit is thicker than blood. And just getting those people out of my life has been monumental for me. And kind of exercising self-love, realizing what self-love is, and also realizing that I have a higher purpose. My higher purpose is to help other people and help the world around me. And when I'm staring at a mirror for 2 hours a day getting ready, I'm not using my time productively to help the world around me. I'm focused on my appearance. When I let that go, when I let that appearance go, when I let that materialism go, when I let those ideas of perfection go, I could all of a sudden focus on the things that actually mattered, the things that made me feel human, the things that made me realize that I do have a purpose here. And that yes, I am important and valuable in my own way. And understanding that mental health has been huge. I have had mental health issues in the past that have been clinically diagnosed and treated, etc. And so obviously my acne was very bad during those times. But even recently, cutting out toxic people, taking time for yoga and meditation. For me, it's not about exercise, it's about finding a new way to experience being in my body and being in this world, and just taking times to swim in the ocean. I'm a mermaid. That's what I do. And that is honestly one of my happy places. And setting time aside for that and for the people that truly matter has been monumental for me. And then just sticking to my morals and values, because I'm not gonna lie, in the past, a lot of my morals and values were compromised, and I went to bed feeling so guilty. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to go to sleep with me. So screw other people's opinions, screw what other people think. I'm going to stick to my morals, my values, and my honesty. Because I'm the person who has to live with me. And just making those decisions and sticking to them has helped me live so much happier, more vibrant, and acne-free. And the very last thing is hormones, which really reflects in my sleep, which again goes back to the diet, the things that you're eating, which affect your hormones. It goes back to cutting people out of your life who are causing you stress. And hormones also do have a direct link to acne. There is cortisol, there is androgens, there are a bunch of different molecules and substances in our body, and those can all have a huge impact on our inflammation levels and on how we function. And when those inflammation levels are high, our body can never fully repair. They can have a direct link on your inflammation levels in your body, as well as how your skin produces sebum, how often your skin flakes off, how healthy you are in general, even your sleep cycle. My sleep cycle was huge. I try to get between 6 and 8 hours of sleep at night, because if I get less than that, my body, my hormones will not function properly and my body will freak out. You know, everyone thinks like, oh, well, Cassandra, you're getting older. You're just growing out of your acne. No. Teenage acne is very different than adult acne, and adult acne is different than menopausal acne. A lot of times people don't grow out of acne, they grow into acne. And so for anyone who says that you grow out of acne, that's just a very uninformed statement. I myself have spoken to people in their 70s and 80s who still suffer from acne. And there are people throughout the entire spectrum of age, of race, of everything who are dealing with acne, because there are so many causes, there are so many factors that can affect us, and so many different types of acne. And your hormones really play a huge role. And again, you can use all the products on your skin that you want, but if there's something going on, if that acne is being caused by a hormonal imbalance or by something that's going on, it's not going to clear up, and the problem isn't going to be just fixed by putting a product on. Which is again why I say, if you take anything away from this video, it's that skincare is a small piece of the puzzle. And if there is one thing that this video needs to tell you in order to clear your own acne, it is focus on knowledge. You need to have knowledge to clear your acne. You need to know what's in those products, if they're working for you or not, what the actual causes of your acne are, how your hormones are affecting you, what is going on in your diet that is helping or hurting you. Knowledge was the most important thing for me. Knowledge is power. And if you educate yourself, you'll understand what's going on. You'll be able to make the changes. You go to a derm, they'll see you for 30 minutes. They'll give you a prescription or they'll give you some helpful advice, but they're only seeing you for 30 minutes. You're living in your body every single minute of every single day. Learn your body, respect your body, learn your skin, understand your skin, and that is when you will truly be able to treat it. I have a lot of videos on this channel about what's in your products, what products to use, what to avoid, what to look for. This channel is really my personal diary of acne. So I will leave all of my acne updates in a playlist below, along with all of those other helpful videos that you might want to watch. But if you're gonna do one thing to clear your skin, it's educate yourself. And when it comes down to that, the one physical thing I did that for me cleared my skin most was changing what I ate. And cutting out animal products. That for me was huge, and I think that that is what had the most profound effect on my acne. So guys, that is pretty much it. Again, every single day this week I will be posting videos that go into depth on these topics and explain what I used and how they work, so stay tuned. What I really want you to know is that I appreciate you being here with me through this journey, and that wherever you are in your journey in acne or self-appearance, self-confidence, or just life, I am here for you. There are other people who are going through this too, and you are not alone. You also have an infinite amount of information that is available at your fingertips. You have supporters like me and a community who cares about you and who is on the same journey to understand and to cure yourself and to help others. And don't give up on that, because you are important and you are strong. But let me tell you, every single time that you feel like you're going downhill, you're gonna look up from the bottom and say, this sucks. But then when you're at the top, you're gonna realize that that bottom was there for a reason. That downhill thing that you had to go through shaped who you are, which made you the strong and beautiful person that you are today and that you will be tomorrow. So I want you to know that I love you. Again, beauty is not something we are born with. It is something that we learn, and it is something that we earn. And my goal is to help you live beautifully inside and out. So tomorrow will be an exciting video. I don't know what time because the Wi-Fi sucks, but hit the ding dong bell button, the little bell. You'll be notified when I upload it. And yeah, thank you guys. Just thank you. I love you. You are beautiful. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.